All right, good morning, guys. Happy Friday. Almost made it through one official week of the quarantine. I hope everyone's doing good. Let me know who's here. Go ahead and give me some feedback in the chat so if I know if anyone's here. Looks like I have one viewer, but I don't know if actually anyone is viewing. So if you are here, tell me how's it going. How's your morning going? Did you just wake up? Good morning, Emma. All right, now I got one person here. That's good. Right. So if you are here, which I don't know if anyone else but Emma is here, but at least Emma. Um, like I said yesterday, it's gonna be kind of like a office hour slash class. So I'm basically here for the next hour to help you guys out with whatever you need. Um, we can start with anything from yesterday. So if you're in here, if it's just Emma, whatever. If you guys have any questions from the homework yesterday, let me know. Okay, Alexis, cool. Hello. Good morning. Yeah, any questions you guys have from the homework from yesterday, we can go over first, and then we can get started on the progress check. Morning, Jasmine. Morning, Peyton. Happy Friday. There we go. Now some people are popping in. All right, those of you who just came in, we're going to start by going over some homework. So anything you guys got from homework, let me know. Hey, Brandon. That seems like a very sad hey. That's like a all lowercase, like no extra Y's, Brandon. Just like a very, very sad hey. Good morning, Braden. We survived 1 week. I'm tired, LOL. Yeah, we did survive, Jasmine. Yeah, Brandon, me too. I'm pretty upset I stubbed my toe this morning. So that's how my morning's been going. Not a good start. Never a good start to your morning when you stub a toe. Just not. I don't suggest any of you try that. Morning, Jonah. So again, if you guys are just joining, any questions from last night's homework you'd like to talk about, we can go over. And if not, maybe just give me a thumbs up or a good in the chat, and then we can talk about what we're doing today. One week. Unbelievable. You should all be very proud of yourselves, and hopefully it'll only be 2 more weeks of this. Emma, it's so nice out. It's a good morning. It really is nice out. I was wondering, I was thinking to myself, like, man, if, later today, like, after I'm done with everything, I want to go golfing. But I don't know if that's a questionable thing to do, or if that's okay. I mean, if you think about it, you're kind of isolated. You're not talking to anyone. You're not being around anyone. You got this whole course, So I don't really see how it would be, infecting. But I don't know. It's a little risky, but it's so nice. I want to do something. Yeah, Payne, nice day to run. I don't really like jogging, so I don't know if I'd go out for a jog, but maybe I'll go play basketball or something. Good morning, Zach. I'm gonna check the temperature. I haven't even looked. It just looks like it's a nice day. Oh my gosh, 64. It's amazing. Wow. Yeah, I gotta go outside at some point. Mr. Harris is lazy. Come on, Peyton. That's not true. It's not laziness. It's just I'd rather, if I'm gonna run, I'd rather run with a purpose of doing something, not just like run endlessly for no reason. Even I guess there is a reason. You're trying to get in shape and all that, but I don't know. It just doesn't do it for me. I need like to chase a ball or something. That's like that's entertaining to me. Braden, let's go golf. I would love to, Braden. That's what I want to do. I don't know if any courses are open though or anything, but I really maybe even just go to a driving range, something. I gotta get outside. Yeah, exactly, Peyton. Yeah. Me and my dog just like to go to a field. I'll just chuck a ball. We both go run after it. That's my idea of exercise. Good morning, Katie. All right, looks like we got a good amount of people. Hopefully this is I'm getting an error saying that YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain a smooth stream. So hopefully you guys are like, sounds like you're responding, so it means you guys are understanding me, but I don't know if it's very clear. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth stream. As such, viewers will experience buffering. Yikes. The north side of Thunderbird is open. Okay, good to know. Thank you, Alexis. Now, here's my thing, though. I think that everyone is in the same boat. Like, a lot of people have been, like, taking it easy, been at home, working from home, whatever it may be, and they're like, man, I need to get out and do something. And a golf course makes sense. So I got to imagine the golf courses are going to be pretty busy. It's my prediction, but I don't know. I'll have to investigate. Well, Alexis or Braden, if you guys end up going somewhere, you let me know so I know what's available. All right, so if you guys are good with the homework, I can talk about today. I'll give you like another minute. Let me know if you have anything else you want to mention or anything you want to go over. Okay, unless I'm on like a crazy delay, I'm not getting anything in the chat saying that you guys are in need of any help on last night's homework. So I'm just going to get started, and hopefully you're all hearing me right now. So today, the plan is, and this is going to be, just so you guys know, this is going to be kind of my intention from here on out, I think. We're still going to do this. So we'll still have like an hour on Fridays. However, I don't think it's going to be something me teaching you anything new. My plan is just to make Fridays kind of review days. So I'll give an assignment that has a review of what we've done. That will generally look like a Khan Academy unit quiz or a College Board progress check, something along those lines. Maybe just a made up like kind of mini assessment I made up. Whatever it may be, that's the plan for Fridays. So when we have an hour and you guys don't have to be here to do it, but I'll be here to answer questions. I just think that it's going to be useful to have like a day on Friday. Just first of all, it's just like a day so you guys can get more stuff done, and like in terms of assignments. And then also you just have like an hour straight where we can all kind of get together and then go over like some bigger ideas maybe people are having a hard time with. So that's going to be the intention for Fridays. And like I said, I think on Fridays I'm going to use that as a big day for me to work on getting prepared for not only next week, but getting all my grades in from this week, posting whatever I need to post, and also meeting with some of my other teachers to discuss kind of what's going on. Emma, how are we supposed to turn in work for the progress check? It wants us to upload a work. Uh-oh, did I assign the wrong one? Hold on, Emma, give me a second. I may have accidentally assigned the wrong progress check. I might have done an FRQ instead. Okay. Yeah, I apologize, guys. I didn't want the FRQ. I meant to do the multiple choice. Let me close that assignment real quick. and then I'll assign what I want you to actually do. Progress check multiple choice. There we go. Eighth, ninth. Okay, so just update your or refresh your screens, and this should probably post. I apologize for that. Yeah, that's on me. Clicked on the multiple choice question, but for whatever reason, my head did the FRQ. So we're actually gonna get that started now that it should be posted. Go ahead and open that up. And I'm going to ask, just kind of like what I did yesterday, give me some feedback what you guys would like to do. So your options would be for the next 50 minutes, you guys can work. You can call each other, FaceTime each other, whatever, work together, or type stuff in the chat to keep people engaged. And then I can just be here to answer any bigger questions we have, kind of like we do in class. Or we can pick specific problems of the assignment and then maybe just do those. So maybe I can give you guys like 10 minutes to go through the problems and kind of see what you maybe think you would be good at doing or what you would have no clue about how to do and go over maybe some of those. Or we could just have me just go through the assignment for the next 45 minutes or whatever and just pick problems and go through them. So that's your options. Let me know what you guys would like to do. You don't, and the nice thing is not all of you have to do what I do. So if you want to right now, just mute me and go on and work on the assignment and then come back and see if maybe I hit on what you need help with. Absolutely feel free. If a lot of you would like to just go over some problems, then we can do that. I think it's a pretty bad delay, it looks like. I don't know if maybe my stream's just not running very smooth, or people are typing out what they think. So I got to be pretty patient, I think, to get some feedback. Peyton said, are we just going through them as a class? I kind of just talked about what the plan was. No one gave any feedback in the chat. Peyton said, or do we need to request specific problems? I'm just not sure if you guys are hearing me. Or if you hear me right now, just type in your favorite color right now in chat, so I know you guys hear me, and then that can tell me how big of a delay this is right now, because it looks like I'm having a little bit of issues. And if that's the case, then at least I know you guys hear me, so I can start going through problems, and you'll see the problems. You'll be a little late. Okay. All right. Emma answered. Peyton. Okay. So you guys are definitely hearing me. A lot of blue. Nice. Okay, cool. 12. Good color, Brandon. Good color. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. You know what? Let's just... If you guys want to work on your own, absolutely go ahead and try that. If you don't and you want a little bit of guidance, let's just start with number 1, because I think number 1's a good problem anyways. So I'm gonna pick some problems. I'm gonna pick some problems that are gonna give us a variety of types of problems that you might see, and that way we can get a lot of practice with a lot of different concepts. So I want everyone to open up that assignment. Go to question 1. So you'll see, question 1. Hopefully my camera switched. Yep. All right. So this is going to be the question we're on. So if you don't see this question, that means you're not in the right assignment. Let f be a differentiable function such that f of 1 equals pi over 2 and f prime of x equals 3 arctan of x squared minus 3x plus 2. What is the value of f of 3? All right. So that's going to be the problem we're working on. So let's look at this. All right. F is a differentiable function. Good to know. We're given what f of 1 is. So the original function f, we're given the value of f of 1. We're given what f prime of x is, which is 3 arctangent of x squared minus 3x plus 2. And they ask us for the value of f of 3. Okay. So this is what we want to be thinking of, guys. Okay, we're not given any graphs. We're not given any tables. We're not going to give anything that's helping us kind of transition from f prime to f. Okay, but what we know is true is the fundamental theorem of calculus, which states that the integral of f prime over certain bounds is equal to the basic antiderivative, the difference of the basic antiderivative at those bounds. That's me voicing what the definition of the fundamental theorem of calculus is. So whenever we have a function that's given us, so whenever we're given f prime, to get back to f, which is what we're ultimately looking for, we got to reverse it by taking an integral. Okay, and to do that, we think of fundamental theorem of calculus. Just like when we're given a function and we want to get its derivative, or we want to find what f prime is, we would take the derivative, right? So we're just reversing that process. Instead of a derivative, it's an integral. So the idea is that we want to find, f prime of x, or the integral of f prime of x. So 3 arctangent of x squared minus 3x plus 2. And we got to figure out what bounds it is. Well, the nice thing about this is we actually can find the bounds of this. So it looks like it's from 1 to 3, right? Or we want to find f of 3, so it's got to be from, let me see here. So we're looking for differentiable function. What is the value of f of 3? I don't know why I read it as 4 before. Okay, so we want to figure out then from 1 to 3. So we're given this function. We want to figure out from 1 to 3 what's happening. Okay, now this is going to be equal to, by the definition of the fundamental theorem of calculus, f of 3 minus f of 1. Right, the difference at the bounds. These are our basic antiderivatives, f. That's what we label as f, the basic antiderivative of f prime. Okay, and then the fundamental theorem of calculus tells us to evaluate that at each bound and take the difference. Okay, so to make this a little bit easier, because what we're actually ultimately looking for at the end of the day is we're looking for f of 3, right? So if we're looking, we want to find what f of 3 is. All right, we need to take this integral. So 3 arctangent of x squared minus 3x plus 2. And then add f of 1. So just treat, this is an equation. So if we're looking for f of 3, we got to isolate it. Let's get it on its own side by itself and solve. All right, now we know, so I'm just going to put this as an arrow so I don't have to write it all out again. All right, but we know what f of 1 is. They give it to us in the problem. It's pi over 2. So instead of f of 1, we can rewrite that as pi over 2. And now the rest of the problem, if you guys notice, this is a calculator problem. So I'm not asking you to solve for this integral. Good luck. I'm not asking that. So we have a calculator, we might as well use it. So let me see if I can maybe show you guys what we would be doing here. See if my screen is picking up my calculator. Okay, it's a little small, but what we want to do then, just so everyone remembers, again, this is for my calculator. Everyone's is a little bit different. You might need to Google how to put integrals. Well, you definitely need to. It's going to be very useful to you. So Google how to put in integrals. That'll help you a lot. But you go to math, and then 9. So math 9. And it's going to pop up the integral. In this case, we have our bounds as 1 to 3 of inverse tangent. So second, or sorry, I think it's actually 3 times. So 3 times inverse tangent of x squared minus 3x plus 2. And that's going to be dx. So this is going to just give us that integral. And we get approximately 1.328. All right, and then we add pi divided by 2. And our final answer ends up being 2.899. And that is option C for you guys. Okay, so I'm going to take a second. Let me know what you guys think about that problem. Any questions you have. Let me get my calculator off there so you can see. Not too much math we had to do. Okay, the math was really relying on the calculator. All we really needed to know was the fundamental theorem of calculus. Braden, I'm good with that. Okay, good. I need that feedback, guys, because if I don't get anything, I have no clue if I'm getting to you or if anyone's hearing me or what the deal is. All right, so I appreciate that. Emma said good, thumbs up. Okay. So I think that's a good one using fundamental theorem of calculus. So let's actually move on to number 2. I'll probably get any questions you guys have like down the line, but I'll go back to number 1 if I see some stuff pop in the chat. It looks like everyone looks pretty good on that. Okay, so number 2, let's start on that one. Okay, so you guys can see it gives you a table. It gives you a table of x and gx. It says selected values of the twice differentiable function g are given in the table above. What is the value of 0 to 3 g prime of x cosine squared of 2gx plus 1 dx? That's what the question's asking. All right, right off the bat, this is a good problem because it's going to be substitution. How do I know it's substitution? Well, I'm given a derivative and I'm given a composite function with a function on the inside, right? Like all composite functions have. So this format of any sort of problem is a dead giveaway for you substitution. Again, I have a composite function and then I have a completely other function with it. And that other function is a derivative of my composite, right? Because g prime of x is a derivative of g of x. All right, so all of those kind of give us hints, like u substitution definitely in play. So that means that we're going to have to let u equal something. We always let u equal the inner function. So my inner function is 2gx plus 1. So u equals 2gx plus 1. Okay, my camera's kind of having a hard time focusing. I don't know why. All right, now what we're ultimately looking for, though, is we want to get g prime of x dx. So we want to take a derivative. So u is equal to 2g prime of x dx. And then divide by 2. So 1/2 du, 1/2 du is equal to g prime of x dx. That's good news for us, because that's the only thing we had to eliminate, was that g prime of x. Now, we have u substitution with bounds. So it's really important here. What we want to do is we want to rewrite these bounds. So at x equals 0, what is u? And at x equals 3, what is u? All right, because here's the idea, all right? Cosine squared, the integral of cosine squared. Yeah, we could probably figure it out. But it's going to be more work than we need to, because if you guys notice, this is another problem you can use a calculator. So I can use a calculator. I want everything in terms of u, so I can just take the integral of whatever that problem I end up getting. So to do that, I have to change the bounds. Now, this isn't like typical where like I can just plug in. I mean, I do plug in values, but it's not something where it's like just 3 plus 1. We have to do one extra step. So you guys notice u is 2 times g of x plus 1. So really what this is going to be 2 times g of 0 plus 1. And 2 times g of 3 plus 1. Right? So the question is, how do I get these values? Well, look at the beginning of the problem. They gave us a table. They don't give you a table for no reason, right? They expect you to use it. So if you're not using it, there's a red flag, right? You did something's wrong. So we're looking for 2g of 0. Well, if you look at the actual original table, g of 0 is 5. So 2 times 5 is 10. 10 plus 1 is 11. All right, and then g of 3, looking at the table, is negative 2. So 2 times negative 2 is negative 4, plus 1 is negative 3. All right, so my new integral, now that I have my new bounds, ends up being 11 to negative 3 of cosine squared u du times, all times 1/2. So 1/2 cosine squared u du. If you guys notice, my upper bound should be my upper bound, meaning 11 should be my upper bound, but it's not. So to account for that, I put a negative out in front and switch my bounds. Okay, and that's what you end up getting, that integral. Now I want you guys to put that in your calculator and get your answer, because I want to make sure you guys know how to do that. So right now in your calculators, throw in that integral. Let me know what you get. Sorry, Peyton, I just saw your chat. What do you do if your calculator does not do integrals? I keep putting in the way the internet tells me I didn't get the right answer in the last problem. I kept getting 76 or 79 or something. You might be in degrees. Yeah, Emma, thank you. Peyton, you're probably in degrees. If you guys take physics, you're always switching back from degrees to radians, so just be very careful with that. But yeah, when you guys get the answer in the chat, let me know what you get. So when you put this in your calculator, give me feedback what you got. Negative 3.4. Okay, very good. All right, good. Just wanted to make sure you guys are okay putting that in your calculators, so we didn't have to worry too much about it. It's good to see. All right. There's two of them. All right, so we did a U substitution. We did a fundamental theorem of calculus. Let's try. See if I can get maybe a division problem here. Let's see what this one is. It's going to take me a little bit of time because it takes forever to load this stuff. Okay, that's more substitution. It's more substitution. Here we go. Okay, guys, I want you to go to number 7. All right, so number 7 is the integral of 1 divided by negative x squared plus 6x minus 10 with respect to x. All right, and this is an indefinite integral. No calculator allowed. So this problem here, okay, what we want to do is just start going through our process of elimination of what we can't do. Okay, I can't rewrite it. Nothing I'm going to do to rearrange this problem is going to help. I can't do long division because my numerator is just a single constant, so you can't divide it up at all. I can't do U substitution because I have a negative x squared. If I do U substitution, it's going to give me negative 2x. Can't cancel that out at all. So all of those options are gone. The only other option we have so far is completing the square. And again, if you have a quadratic at any point, quadratic's going to give you a good hint like, hey, completing the square is definitely an opportunity or an option. Okay, so we have to start by making that a, or the coefficient in front of x squared, we got to make sure that's positive. All right, because we can't complete a square. We can't get a perfect square unless that first term is positive. So I need to factor out a negative 1. Okay, so I get 1 over negative 1 times x squared minus 6x plus 10. Just to make my life a little bit easier, dx as well, I'm going to put that negative 1 in the numerator. All right, just so I don't have to worry about it. So I'm just going to throw the negative 1 up in the numerator. You could just put it outside the integral, however you want to approach it. I just don't want to have to deal with it when I'm completing the square. All right, so I'm just putting the numerator, getting rid of it for now, and then we'll figure it out later. Okay, so now I'm focused on just the denominator. So let me put a little arrow. Now I'm focused on just the denominator. All right, so I have this negative 1 in my numerator. X squared minus 6x plus 10. So I'm still going to have, when I'm completing the square, I'm still going to have x squared minus 6x. But now I'm saying my last term is going to be 6 divided by 2, which is 3 squared, 9. So to complete the square, I'm going to add 9. Okay, now the tricky part, again, is I'm not changing the problem. I've said this a million times. I'm not changing the problem. All I want to do is rewrite it. So these can't be not equal. So like there has to be an equal sign. They have to be equal. Meaning that the denominator has to have a constant of 10. Well, right now I have a constant of 9. To get 10, I add 1. So it'll be x squared minus 6x plus 9 plus 1. Which is going to be equal to x minus 3 squared plus 1. And if you guys notice, this is in the form of a number 1. I just imagine the negative 1's not there. Imagine I took that out front. So this is in the form of 1 over x squared plus 1. Well, the integral of 1 over x squared plus 1 is inverse tangent. So I have negative inverse tangent of, instead of x, it's x minus 3. So negative inverse tangent of x minus 3 plus my c, because this is an indefinite integral. Really important you guys notice when I drop the integral. So I evaluated the integral right after here. So I dropped the actual integral. And I put my c after I dropped the integral. So once the integral goes away, I can start adding c for indefinite integrals. All right, if you wanted to, you could have used u substitution. Just remember that. If you cannot remember, you're not positive, hey, what is this integral? If that hasn't sat with you yet, if you're not positive about it, you can always do u substitution. So you would let u equal x minus 3. Manipulate that to get negative 1 dx out of there. All right, and then you end up getting 1 over u squared plus 1, which is inverse tangent. So at the end of the day, you have to just remember that the integral of 1 over x squared plus 1 is inverse tangent. That's something you have to remember to solve this problem, but at least u substitution might get it in a form that might be a little bit easier for you to process. All right, so take a second in the chat, let me know what you think. Good. Thumbs up. Good. Good. Okay. Good. I'm good with complete the square. Okay. Very good. All right, let's try long division then. So let's go to number 9. Number 9 will be long division. All right, so the problem says it's a definite integral from 0 to 1 of 2x cubed minus x squared plus 2x plus 2 all over x squared plus 1 dx. All right, so looking through this again, numerator has a higher power than denominator, okay? That should be, hoping you're thinking of one thing right now. U substitution, not going to work. I'm not going to make u this entire numerator. That's going to be really messy and it's never going to cancel out our denominator. Plus, we don't want to cancel out the denominator. We want du in the numerator. So u substitution, not an option. I could factor, not going to get me anywhere because I'm not going to get a factor of x squared plus 1 so I can cancel anything out. Not good. Can't split up the fractions at all. And if I did, it's not going to help me. So I guess let me rephrase. I could split up the fractions, but it's not going to help me at all. It's going to be uglier work. So that only really leads me to two options, complete the square or long division. Well, the difference is that with long division, your numerator should have a higher power than the denominator, which in this case you can see is true, right? X cubed, x squared. So that means long division is definitely going to be the correct choice. Okay, and I did something, I didn't say it, I just wrote it. Notice I put in a placeholder. So it's been a while since you guys have seen this, but whenever you're doing long division, and this is something that I've been meaning to get to, I just haven't seen very many problems with it, is when you're doing long division, you want to make sure that you always are in descending order. So it always, whatever you start with, this is x squared, I have to go to x to the first, and then our constant. If it's x to the 16th, I would have to go to x 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, and so forth, right? So it's got to be in descending order. That's why I added this 0x here. So I threw in a 0x there. Reason being is because it's going to organize our work a little bit. If you might be good enough where you don't have to. Okay, you might understand this enough, long division enough, just to put a 0 in to replace it when you need to. I like to put the placeholder in because it's just easier to see, in my opinion. Okay, so your first step is you want to see x squared times what gives me 2x cubed. Well, it's definitely 2, and it's 2x. X squared times 2x gives me 2x cubed. 2x times 0x gives me 0x. And 2x times 1 gives me 2x. All right, I'm subtracting these, so 2x cubed minus 2x cubed gives me 0. Negative x squared minus 0x, I guess that should be 0x squared, is going to give me negative x squared. And 2x minus 2x gives me 0x. So I get x squared plus 0x. All right, and I have to bring down that 2. So long division, you always got to bring down at the end of the problem. So I bring down that 2, and this is my next step I want to do. X squared times what gives me negative x squared? Well, negative 1. Negative 1 times 0 is just 0. Negative 1 times 1 is negative 1. All right, so I get negative x squared minus a negative x squared gives me 0. 0 minus 0 is 0. 2 minus negative 1 gives me a positive 3. So my remainder is going to be plus 3 over x squared plus 1. Okay, so now my integral changes to be 0 to 1 of 2x minus 1 plus 3 over x squared plus 1 dx. All right, now we take a general antiderivative. So I'm going to have x squared minus x plus 3 inverse tangent of x. And this is going to be between the bounds of 0 and 1. Okay, so what we're looking for here then is just using the fundamental theorem of calculus. So I'm going to have basically 1, so 1 squared is 1, minus 1 is 0. So I'm going to have 3 inverse tangent of 1 minus 0 minus 0 is 0. So minus 3 inverse tangent of 0. Again, just using the fundamental theorem of calculus part 2. So 3 inverse of 1, tangent inverse of 1, minus 3 tangent inverse of 0. Okay, and this ultimately gives me 3 pi over 4. So the inverse tangent of 0 is 0. So this entire second term here, that turns into 0. If you guys think of the graph of tangent, remember an inverse you just switch an x and y. So a graph of a tangent at 0, 0 is a point on the graph of tangent, which means the inverse tangent would also have a point at 0, 0. So this just gets canceled, that second term. So all we really need to find is 3 times tangent inverse of 1. Well, tangent inverse of 1 is pi over 4, so 3 times pi over 4 gives me 3 pi over 4. Just so I want to walk you through this, because I understand graphing, I guess, graphs of trig functions, we don't practice all that much. And I don't know how much in pre-calc you guys really got exposed to it. So I know that can be kind of be an issue. In this problem, you really needed to do that because we didn't have a calculator. So here's how I would think about it, guys. So let's look, if you guys aren't, go to your College Board question and take a look at the answers. So let's say I'm confident. Let's say I'm taking a test. I'm very confident everything I did up to that last step was good. Okay, I'm going to switch over to my screen, my face. You can see, or my screen. So you can see. Whoops. Go back to number 9. Okay, so we're looking at this problem and we get these answers. All right, like I said, I'm confident my last step is good. Okay, but I want to think about is this. What would make sense as an answer? So if I know that 3 inverse tangent of 1 minus 3 inverse tangent of 0 is definitely correct, but I don't know what inverse tangent of 1 or inverse tangent of 0 is, which of these would make sense? Well, natural log doesn't make sense because natural log has nothing to do with my answers, right? I'm having inverse tangents. There is no point that's a natural log. So A, I should be able to eliminate. You think of trig, right? We're thinking of points that are pi. All right, we're thinking of radians. Radians are generally in terms of pi. All right, so pi over 4, pi over 6, pi over 2. They're not going to give you something, if you don't have a calculator, they're not going to give you a problem that's going to be something crazy, where you get some crazy fraction without pi. So you should be thinking, all right, well, I have trig, and only trig. Yeah, maybe pi is going to be my answer. So let's eliminate C. Now you're down to B and D. All right. Next thing you have to take into account is we have a 3. So in your work, you guys had a 3 times inverse tangent of 1 minus 3 times inverse tangent of 0. So my answer should be some form of 3, some multiple of 3. All right, and D, 19 is not a multiple of 3. So that can that process of elimination might be able to get you to a very solid guess, if you're not positive, for B. Okay, again, you can eliminate all that by understanding your graphs, right, of inverse tangent and tangent, all those trig graphs, but I understand that's not always the easiest thing to remember. Okay, so let me know how you guys felt with that. Give me some feedback. Good, 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 good. Okay, cool. Okay, guys, I think that's every type of problem. Yeah, that's every type of problem that you are going to see in your College Board. So I guess maybe for the next 10 minutes, I'll just be here. You guys can start working. Might be able to get like a couple more problems done. Like actually here, let me give you one. How about this? How about I just give you a problem to do? How about number 12? How about you guys work on number 12? And then if you guys need me to go over it, I'll go over it. If not, I can just tell you if your answers are correct or if it looks good or whatnot. Because I noticed number 12 gave some people issues on our quiz that we took, which we never went over. But I noticed that gave you guys some issues on that, so I would like to go over number 12 and we can talk about it. Good morning, Mr. Colan. Mr. Colan, we're doing number 12 in the College Board. So I expect an answer in the next like 30 seconds. U substitution, easy stuff, right? I believe Mr. Colan is doing integrals as well in his classes. I'm going to number 13. You're gonna have a hard time with that, Mr. Colan. There is no number 13, but if you found that extra surprise bonus question, please feel free. Good morning, Sarah. I'm going to 13. See you later. Back to geometry. All right, enjoy. I might pop in Mr. Colan and see how it goes. I could use a refresher in that class. So if you guys get done with number 12, if that's what you're doing, just let me know you're done or if you need help. So give me like a good or a thumbs up if you're good. And I'll go over it in the next like couple minutes if we need to. Oh, Sierra, we're still in Calc AB. So I'm still doing calculus stuff. Alexa said good, Jasmine said done, Emma's thumbs up. Okay, I'll give you like one more minute, guys. I wrote the problem down, so we'll talk about that. Oh, I'm early. Yeah, a little bit early. That's okay. Okay, so first things first, guys. I always think it's important to look at your answers. All right, we got to be able to look at our answers because at the very least, sometimes we can eliminate stuff, regardless of whether or not we can get the exact answer. We can eliminate things. Okay, so I'm looking at this problem for number 12, and I'm seeing letter D. Okay, letter D says that your answer would be the integral of 1 to e to the 6 of 1 to the over x times the integral of 1 e to the 6 of 1 over 2 plus natural log of x. That's not a property. That's not an integral property we have. We can't split it up through multiplication. Okay, we can split up addition, we can split up subtraction, we can't split up multiplication. So D, that's impossible. We can cross that off right away. All right, so now I have a 33.3 repeating percent chance of getting this right. Letter C, I don't know about you, but we haven't seen anything like that. Okay, this entire course, we haven't seen anything where an integral has been in the denominator. All right, and most likely, especially unless you have an equation, there might be a possibility, but you don't see that notation. That's pretty rare. So that answer C, not looking too promising. So in my head, I'm thinking, yeah, probably not C. So at the end of the day, what you're left with then is B and A. Okay, and the big difference between B and A is there's a U. There's a U substitution. So right off the bat, it gives you a hint. Use U substitution. Okay, so look at these context clues. U substitution, we got to use. The only difference between the two are the bounds. So I don't have to do a single bit of math in this problem. And I know because I have to change the bounds, right? Whenever you're doing U substitution, you change the bounds and evaluate that integral. So I don't even have to do any work. I know the answer is A. Okay, without even putting a pencil to paper. I can eliminate C and D. Between A and B, if I know U substitution has to be the case, then all I got to do is make sure that the bounds were changed. Well, B, the bounds weren't changed. So my bounds are still in terms of X. My function's in U, that's not an answer. That's not equivalent. So A is my answer. All right, so you guys can see how like that, you know, I didn't even have to do any math. But just for practice, let's do some math. So let's let u, if we know it's u substitution, u is going to be that inner function there, the more complicated function, 2 plus natural log of x. All right, du then would be 1 over x dx, which actually works out perfectly for us. All right, so my new integral is going to be 1 over x dx replaces with du. And I'm left with 1 over 2 plus natural log of x, which is u. To get my bounds, I want to figure out at x equals 1, what is u? And at x equals e to the 6th, what is u? All right, so at x equals 1, I plug in 1. 2 plus natural log of 1 gives me 2. Okay, right again, now I can already answer my question. I know it's a right off of here, but still going. X equals e to the 6. So I have 2 plus the natural log of e to the 6 is 2 plus 6. The natural log of e to the 6 is just 6. So I get 2 plus 6 gives me 8. So those become my bounds. That becomes my answer, A. So I really like doing these progress checks because I think it's a great opportunity for you guys to take test questions, because right, that's what these are. These are AP test questions, and get to reason through them. So it makes you think about not just solving the problem. So it's not just rote work where I give you a worksheet and you just do problems the whole time, right? It makes you think a little bit harder. It makes you use different strategies to solve, and it allows you to be creative, which I think is kind of cool because it lets you think outside the box a little bit. There's not always just one way to solve it. And you can use a process of elimination, you can use different strategies, and still get the answer correct. So I think it's kind of a good challenge for you guys. Jasmine says, when is the College Board due? I think I made it due Monday, Jasmine, at 3:30. So you'll have all weekend to do it. And then Monday, during our lecture, I'll go over any questions we have. Okay, and that's going to mark the end of calculus. So you guys are good to go. Hope you have a great weekend. Hope this week was good for you. I put a survey on Google Classroom. Please fill that out. Any feedback, especially you guys, because you guys have been going to most of you who are in here have been going to my streams. Please comment, fill out that survey. Let me know how you feel. It's really good feedback for me. Okay. Tana said first. Sorry, Tana. Sierra actually came in here a little early to learn some calculus. So you're second, though. Pretty proud of that. I was first. I've been on here for 15 minutes. All right, guys. It doesn't matter who was first, who was second, who was third. It just matters that you're here. That's what you should be proud of. Be proud of the fact you're here. Yes, I can show you my face. Hi, Algebra 2. Hope you guys are having good days. Hope everything's going well. Good morning. Good morning. Jonah third. Jonah, you cheated. You've been here the whole time. All right. So if you guys are in here from Algebra, go ahead and get out your calendar, your notes. Algebra 2. Yeah, Molly. Love the energy, Molly. That's what we need, Molly Wade. We need that energy. Got that Algebra 2 mind right now. Get out your calendar, guys. Take a look. See what the plan is for today. I'm going to give us like 3 more minutes to let people funnel in. I believe today's the 20th. It is. All right. How's everyone doing? Happy Friday. We enjoying the week. It's a beautiful day outside. If you guys get a chance, practice social distancing. But if you get a chance, go outside. Take a walk. Take a jog. Just enjoy the weather a little bit. It's kind of nice that we have it. So maybe you guys let me know what you're doing this weekend. Anyone have any plans? Playing board games inside, video games, Skyping friends, hanging out. I don't know. Playing ping pong against a wall by yourself. Walk your dogs. I wish I could walk my dog. I might just go home just to walk my dog. Birds are chirping. I feel like I've noticed more birds have been out ever since this quarantine started. I wonder if there's a correlation there, or if the weather's just getting nicer. Sarah hanging out with my family. Yeah, it's a good time to really get to know your family. Animal Crossing, so that mainly. Yeah, Tanis, all right, fair enough. You enjoy Animal Crossings. Not my cup of tea, but you enjoy. I mean, now that we don't have school, I don't have to go lifting for football. Damon, that's why you lift at home. Look up a workout on YouTube. Do some push-ups, sit-ups. You can still stay in shape. You don't need to use that as an excuse. Or go outside and lift some logs. Go find a sturdy log to lift. Maybe climb a tree. Do some pull-ups on a branch. I don't know. Be creative. I'll be playing a lot of Rocket League, like I always do. Government is putting new batteries in the birds. I saw someone say that, Chris. I don't know why, but to me that's really entertaining. I just think that's a hilarious idea and concept. So it's just to me that'd be really funny. Tanis, there's been a lot of photos of animals and stuff. Yeah, I saw also a photo of I think it was in Italy, one of their rivers is usually kind of murky and you can't really see much. I don't know if this is true or not. You never really know on the internet, but I saw a picture and the water was really clear and beautiful. You could see fish in it. Just off of people being quarantined for a certain amount of time. So it's kind of interesting. It's kind of a wake-up call for people. Hey, just by not messing with the environment for 2 days, you can see the difference it makes. Yeah, the canal, right. It's really interesting to me to see that. Now, is that going to change anything? No. Society won't change. But, people can dream, right? Yeah, the swans came back and the water level went down too. Crazy, just crazy. I don't know how that could happen so quickly. It just kind of shows humans are really messing things up. But I don't know, like you can't just shut down society like this. Like it'd be interesting. Like, imagine this if we did something like this, like 1 week every year. Everyone just like shut down. I think it'd just kill the economy. I don't think it's doable. But in terms of the ecosystems and in terms of just kind of the way the Earth's atmosphere is working, I feel like it would actually be beneficial. But I'm a math guy. I don't know science. I'm here to teach math. I'm gonna try to stick to that. That's what I'm good at. Okay, so I think we're good. Let's get started. First of all, hello, happy Friday. You guys made it. You did it. One more hour of math, and you guys are good. Really good sign. Isaac, I should start doing my own sailor news. Sing the song. Good morning, sailors. Today is March 20th, 2020. Your local sailor basketball team. That'd be pretty funny. A little news. Wouldn't have much to say, though. Anyways, today, guys, here's the plan. So I'm doing like I said in the calendar, I mentioned this yesterday, a stream/office hours. So for the next hour, we're going to be doing, I'll stay on stream. We're going to be doing our office hours. And here's the idea, okay? I assigned you guys a quiz on Google Classroom. So you guys can see it's a Chapter 7, Quiz 1 and 2. It's not going to take you too long, I don't think. Okay, it's going to be, let me see real quick. 5 questions, 10 questions. 10 questions total. Oh, yeah. 10 total questions, okay? And it's called a quiz. I'm not going to be, obviously it's not like a very functional quiz. It's not a quiz like a typical quiz. But here's the idea is I'm going to make the assignment here in a second. So I'll create an assignment for you guys to post it to Google Classroom. Instead of what I did for the homework, I just checked to see completion. So for the homework, I just took a glance at everyone's work. I looked at it, said, okay, did they put an effort? Did they get the general idea? And did they get maybe some of them right? How I usually grade them. And you guys got full credit or you didn't. There was no in between. This is going to be a little bit different. So for the quiz, I'm going to actually plan on grading some for accuracy. I haven't decided if I'm grading the whole thing for accuracy or for just certain problems. But regardless, it'll be a different type of grade. The reason being is because you guys have all the resources in the world to get every question correct. Okay, number one, you have me. You know I'll answer my emails. You know I'll be on stream to help. That's what I'm here for. So you have the resource number one is me. You have the internet, which is going to be very useful. Okay, and you have each other. So unlike a typical quiz, you have all these resources. And I'm not telling you not to use them. Okay, that's not what I'm saying. So you have that opportunity. You have these resources. There's really no excuse not to get these right. This isn't like the toughest questions that there's no way for you to find the answers to them or to get solutions. All right, so with that being said, I think it's fair to be able to grade this. Also, for the people who aren't watching my videos and who aren't watching my streams, which you know who you are, even though you're not here right now and you're not seeing this. But those people will not understand. They won't know it's for accuracy. Actually, I might post in the assignment, but it's for people who aren't doing their work as well, who are just putting garbage on paper. This is to make sure I'm keeping you guys engaged. All right, so that's the plan for that. Like I said, I'm going to make the assignment. I know it's not up yet. I'm going to make that assignment here in a second. But for now, what I want you guys to do is get started on the quiz. So, Isaac, when does it due? It'll be due Monday, Isaac. So you guys can get started on the quiz. I will be here to help. So in the chat, just type in what you need, questions you have. I'll go over it as class. Justin says don't post it in the assignment. What do you mean by that, Justin? Are you saying you don't want to do it? Is that what I'm hearing? Isaac engaged. Yes. Good man, Isaac. I need you to back up what you're saying there, Justin. The fact that it is accuracy. Gotcha. It's okay, Justin. Like I said, you have the resources. You can do this. I can do it on notebook. Yes, absolutely, Chris. That would be the expectation. Damon, wait, there's a quiz. Yes, there's a quiz, Damon, but it's not really a quiz. It's called quiz. It's called Chapter 7, Quiz 1 and 2. But obviously, I can't just do a quiz for you guys. So treat it like a normal homework assignment. Again, make sure you guys do it accurately, because I will be grading at least some of them for accuracy, maybe all of them for accuracy. Nick said, how do you evaluate for example 48? What the? How do you evaluate for example 48? Where are you getting example 48 from, Nick? Question 3 says just evaluate 64. There's supposed to be more to it. Ooh, let me see. Question 3. Oh, yeah, it does say that, doesn't it? Okay. I tried to make this into a Google document. Shoot. All right. Well, I'm glad that I noticed this, or you guys told me. Okay. Sorry, guys. Let me back up. I realize now this didn't translate to Google Documents like I expected. All right. So bear with me. I'm going to make a little bit of change to plans. Oh boy. Can't wait. Okay. So guys, just go to Google Classroom and refresh in a second. I'm going to upload. Okay, I don't know how this is going to work. So I need you guys to be like my practice dummies here. I have to upload a Word document. Oh, the Word document's way worse. All right. Oh man. All right. I'm gonna make a post in Google Classroom. Okay, I'm putting this announcement for, even though you guys can hear me on stream, I'm going to put an announcement in Google Classroom. Ignore the posts I made. So those are not uploading correctly. So those will not be the assignment. Shoot. On my screen it was showing up okay. So that's no good. All right. So here's what we got to do. That really kind of puts a damper on my day here. All right, guys. We're going to have to reroute a little bit. Well, let me start here. Last night's homework. Let's just start there because I forgot. I do have to ask. Do you guys have any questions on last night's homework? Nick says, nope. We can do a fun. We can do a fun? What's a fun, Isaac? Oh, maybe I don't know what let's party is either. Jane says, nope, number 14 on the front. All right, Digidio. Number 14 on the front. All right, number 14 on the front says log base 3. Oh, I should probably put a picture of what I'm doing, not my face. log base 3 of x minus 5 equals log base 3 of 13. All right. That is going to be the problem. So number 14 in the front, Sarah said. So number 14, log base 3 of x minus 5 equals log base 3 of 13. So Sarah, we have like bases, meaning 3 and 3 are similar. So log base 3 and log base 3, meaning the only way this statement is true is if what's inside of the log is equal on both sides. So if x minus 5 is equal to 13. And then just to solve, right, we just add 5. So x equals 18 would be your final answer. Okay, so Nick says, why don't you fix the quiz and give it to us Monday, due Monday? All right, so Nick, I like the idea. And that's actually exactly what I'm going to do. Except I'm not going to make it due, I'll just give it to you now or as soon as possible. And then I'll make it due Monday. All right, so I'm going to just give me a second, guys. I'm going to see if I might be able to, this might not be too hard of a fix for me. Does make it a little harder because the stream slows everything down. Post an assignment, but then say in stream we don't have to do it. No, Tanis, that'd be super mean. I would not do that. Although entertaining, that would not be very nice. I didn't say these were mandatory, so there's no way for me to take attendance or anything. So for all I know, people are sitting there just they don't want to talk. Also for 18, I got -3, and when I plugged it back in, it did not work. Okay, Sarah, very good. So 18, you did all the work correctly. Because you plugged in -3 and it did not work, your answer then would be no solution. So if you ever get to a point where you get an answer and the answer doesn't work, that means there's no solution. Oh my gosh. All right, guys, I'm going to have to rewrite this entire quiz, unfortunately. It's going to take me a little bit of time. It's okay. I'm a very dedicated teacher, and I think this is going to benefit you guys. So, you know what? It's going to be worth it. Yeah, Tanis, I think you're right. Some people didn't show. Molly said I can't get number 2 on the quiz. Also for 18, I got that, Sarah. So are we still doing the quiz today? So Carl, I'm going to make the quiz. We're not going to do it right now, unfortunately. So I'm going to work on right now. I'm going to be working on that. If you guys want to stay in the stream, feel free. I'm going to somehow try to make, or actually what you could be doing actually, because I'm going to use the same problems from the quiz I posted. So what you guys could do now is just answer the ones that are clear. Answer the ones that like aren't weirdly fonted. And get through those so you guys be ahead of the game. But right now I'm going to work on recreating the quiz to the best of my ability. So I just need you guys to be patient. So annoying. No. Okay, sorry guys, I was typing. Molly's brain equals in pain. I'm sorry, Molly. For this study guide, will we be turning that in? Yes, Carla, you will. Don't make it due Monday because if you post it tomorrow, I'm not going to do it. I don't do homework on the weekends. Jaden, that's I mean, I appreciate the honesty, but it's not really your call to make, unfortunately. So if I post it today, the expectation is that you do it for Monday. So keep that in mind. Sometimes you gotta do homework on the weekends. Okay, so what do I want to do here? So guys, the yesterday's homework, that study guide, there is an assignment, right, in Google Classroom. You guys can post to that. Yes, I scrolled past. Okay, cool. Just want to make sure you guys can. All right. I'm working diligently right now to try to get this quiz posted for you guys, or created. So just bear with me here. Do what you can. Hey, Mr. Ayers, the first quiz that you posted is just fine. There's no problems. All the questions are just fine. I'm glad, Jaden. I'm glad that you got it right. I don't. Maybe does anyone else have any feedback on that? Because from what I could see, is I'm kind of with everyone else. It looked like to me I couldn't. It wasn't formatted correctly. But if that's the case, Jane, yeah, just keep doing that one then. Because I'm doing the same problems. I'm just gonna rewrite them a little bit. I need the new one. The old one is a little confusing. LOL. Okay, I'm going to post that right now, Sierra. Okay, guys, this should be all right. It should be good now. So just double check. Go into Google Classroom, refresh the page. Just double check this is okay. I just really quickly translated it over to Google Document so everything was formatted correctly. Whew, that was a lot of work. How do I put a fraction into the exponent? Are you talking about in Desmos, Blake? Yeah, so Sarah's correct. Put it in the parentheses. Okay, and I think I put the assignment on Google Classroom now, so you guys can turn that in when you're done there. Okay, sorry for that. All right, I think I should be good. Good. Thanks. When is the quiz due? It'll be due Monday night, Carla. Chris, can you not reflect exponential graphs across the y-axis? No, you can reflect exponential graphs across the y-axis, Chris, but it's going to be in the exponential. So it's going to be up, like the x in the exponent is going to be negative, if that makes sense. All right, guys, so we got quizzes up and it should be formatted fine. You can see it now. You guys got 20 more minutes. Feel free to ask me any questions you have. I'm now here, so I'm not typing away trying to format that anymore, so I'm here to help you out. So let me know how you guys are doing. Just make sure, all right. Yes, Sarah, this is due Monday. Correct. Hey, Ms. Sherris, can you go over page 27 of the study guide? Just random questions. Blake, give me a question. If you give me a question, I'll go over it. 8. Okay, so number 8 on page 27. Okay, so the question says log of base 10 of x is less than log base 10 of 2x minus 4. Okay, so this is your problem you're given, inequality, right? First of all, we want just like a general way to express the inside of the log. So if we have the same base, log base 10, then what has to be true is x has to be less than 2x minus 4. All right, that's the only way that this statement's true. So solving this inequality, I get x is greater than 4. So I add 4 to both sides, I subtract x, I get x is greater than 4. Okay, so this is going to be part of your answer, and it's actually going to end up being entirely your answer. But for some of these problems, what you're going to want to do is you want to check your work, because there's going to be certain values that will make this not true. They'll make this equation or this inequality also not true. And those values are what we call extraneous solutions. So inside of this log base 10, x has to be less than or equal to 0. Because if it's 0 or less than that, it's extraneous. It's an extraneous solution, which we don't want to include in our answers. Same thing here. That means 2x minus 4 has to be less than or equal to 0. So 2x is less than or equal to 4. X is less than or equal to 2. So in the red here, Blake, and anyone else who's listening, those red boxes are extraneous solutions. I circle in red because that's not good. We don't want them. So x cannot be less than or equal to 0. X cannot be less than or equal to 2. Meaning my final answer has to match with that. So if I have my final answer include some of these values, I have to get rid of them. But in my case, my final answer is just greater than 4. Well, everything greater than 4 is also greater than 2 and greater than 0. So my final answer just ends up being x is greater than 4. So I don't have to worry about any extraneous solutions in that problem. So does the inequality not change anything from a normal? Exactly, but like, the only difference is the last thing I did. So the only difference is you have to check for these extraneous solutions. And if you ever divide by a negative number, remember we have to switch the inequality. So guys, while I have you, before I forget, I did post a survey in Google Classroom. It was just like a week, a survey to like review the week. So how you guys like the streams, how you like the YouTube videos, how you like how everything's going for this class. I want you to be honest. I want you guys to give me opinions, give me ideas. Just be reasonable, okay? Make it constructive. So I would really appreciate if we had some good ideas that would be useful, or at least, quality feedback. So anything you can give me, please fill out that survey when you guys get the chance. It shouldn't take more than 5 minutes. What are we going over on Monday? Sarah, we'll go over the quiz and then just learn new math. We'll just do new notes. How about number 4? Okay, so number 4, Blake. Is log base 4 of 2x is greater than negative 1/2. Okay, this one's going to be a little bit different because it's not 2 logs on either side of the equation. or inequality, sorry. So all we got to do here is start by rewriting it into exponential form. So 2x is greater than 4 to the negative 1/2. And then you can plug this into your calculator. Okay, so in Desmos, just plug in 4 to the negative 1/2 and you get 1/2. Okay, and then divide each side by 2 and you get x is greater than 1/4. So really the only difficult part of that is just rewriting it in exponential. That's the only new part. Everything else is just algebra. Sarah, I have to take a psych test from 11 to 1. Could I hop in during office hours to get a recap? So Sarah, you actually don't even need to do that. What I'll have you do is just watch the YouTube video. So I'll post my stream, I'll post a lecture. That way I don't have to repeat everything I talked about if I already talked about it. So just go into my YouTube page, you'll see my stream, fast forward to Algebra 2. You'll watch that through, you get to see all the notes. You can take the notes, and then if you have any questions, just email me, and I'll answer any questions you have. That's the nice thing about this. You don't have to be here for everything. You can just watch a video. For 3 and 4 on the quiz, are you just solving for the variable? For 3 and 4 on the quiz. Yep, you got it. Just solving for the variable. How's my day going, Mr. Terry? It's going pretty good, Blake. A little bit crazy. I had to adjust a little bit, but I stubbed my toe this morning too. That wasn't good. Never enjoy stubbing your toe. So tough start to the morning. I'm feeling a little bit better now though. I'm excited to go outside, enjoy the day. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but ouch. Yeah, it never feels good stubbing your toe. I don't recommend it, Blake. Like I wouldn't put a good review on it, but that's how I broke my pinky toe. Ooh. My mom broke her pinky toe because she was just walking. She was little and she was walking, and her sister was in a rocking chair, like rocking obnoxiously back and forth. And my mom like walked underneath the rocker, and then like the rocking chair came down and just smashed her toe. It's all messed up still to this day. That was fun story time with Mr. Harris. That's good. The weather is so good today. I know. I want to play golf so badly, but I don't know if anything's open. Pretty low like count today, guys. Like my numbers are really going down since the first day I streamed this week. If you guys like don't have anything to do, you know, go ahead and throw a like my way. I feel like my numbers are real low. I tripped while walking up the stairs. Yeah, it happens a lot, Sarah. I feel that. Yeah, 7 likes. Now we're talking, people. 8 likes. There we go. Come on, it wasn't that hard, right? I hope y'all just smashed it. I hope you just absolutely clobbered that like button. 10. Oh. So now I know the trick is just beg. Just beg for likes. That's how you get them. Who would have thought that reminding people to do it would actually be an effective strategy? Get my numbers up a little bit. It's at 12 now. Woo! I'm basically famous at this point. You guys can say that you have a math class with a famous person. It's a good feeling. That's what YouTubers do. That's what I'm saying, Isaac. I need to fully invest into the YouTuber ways. I need to make sure that like I'm figuring out like how do they get their views? What's the trick? Because I don't have any talents, so it's not gonna be any talents. I can't do any talents. You know, and math isn't always the most engaging. I know you guys will just love math, and like this is your favorite part of the day every day, and I get that, and I completely understand that. But not everyone. I know it's shocking, but not everyone agrees with that with math. So I don't really have the content that like gets people really excited to be here. So I'm thinking begging might be the only. Yeah, I think begging might be the only option. Is like just make people feel bad for me. Be like, hey, my Algebra 2 kids are really mean to me and makes me feel sad. Is there any way you guys could, throw a like out there? Really appreciate it, so I don't have to be sad all the time with my Algebra 2 kids. That's kind of the route I was planning on taking. Oh man, need to go to the grocery store. I was kind of thinking about this. I'm thinking maybe like go to the grocery store at like a time where no one's going to be there. Like go to Walmart at 12 o'clock at night. And then just like have like the whole store. I don't have to worry about being in contact with anyone. I'll have the whole place to myself, hopefully. Practice juggling, Isaac? Oof. Oh, jeez. I don't know. Juggling's probably not the... There's 2. Then you can juggle while you teach. That'd be insane if I do it. I don't think I can do 3 things, though. Yeah, I don't... Oh, that was pretty cool, though. I almost got it. Yeah, I don't think I can juggle markers, either. Not the easiest thing in the world to do. I know you flip, throw, flip, throw. They're not open at 12? I thought Walmart was open, like, all night. Savannah, this feels like a vlog now. Savannah, that's what gets the views. This is what I do in class, though. So I figured I'd keep it like normal. I go on tangents in class, too, so. Plus, it's Friday, guys. Come on, let's have a little fun. You could vlog your time at Walmart. They close at 11, really? I thought they were open all night. You could vlog your time at Walmart. That'd be hilarious. Chris, absolutely great advice. Go when they close. No one's there when they close. That's so true. I'm going to figure out how to juggle. Isaac's going to be impressed. I'm still here to answer any questions you guys have on the math homework, by the way. So feel free to ask. Free groceries. It's one way to look at it, Chris. I'm stuck on 2. All right, Damon. Number 2. All right, I'm going to switch to the camera so you can see my screen here. Okay, so number 2 says, write an exponential function whose graph passes through the points 0, -5, and -2, -20. Then determine whether the function represents exponential growth or decay. I'm actually going to switch to my notebook. All right. So, first things first, we need to write an exponential function. We know what form the exponential function is in. So we want to look at something in the form of y equals a times b to the x is basically what we're looking for. So the first point, all right, it says the graph passes through the point 0, -5. That means I have something in the form of y equals -5 times b to the x. Okay, I know that's true. The reason I know that's true is because the only way for my value at x equals 0 to be -5 is if -5 is my a value. Because that way it's b to the 0 is always going to be 1, so y will be -5. Alright, so I can determine that right off the bat. The part I'm missing though, and what I really need, is I need to figure out my b, my base. So what I want to do is I want to use this second point. So the second point is -2, -20. I want to rewrite this plugging in those values. All right, so I have -20 equals -5 times b to the -2. Okay, because I'm writing this way because now this gives me every variable filled in, so all I have to do is find b. Okay, so to find b, I want to divide by -5. So I get 4 equals b to the -2. Again, divide by -5, so 4 equals b to the -2. Which means 4 is equal to 1 over b squared. All right, I'm going to multiply b squared to both sides. So I'm going to multiply b squared to this side, so that'll cancel to give me 1. And 4 times b squared is just 4b squared. Doing some algebra, I'm going to divide by 4. So I get b squared equals 1/4. All right, and then I take the square root of both sides. So I get b equals 1/2. All right, so this is going to be really important to me. That means my final exponential function is going to be y equals a, -5, times b, 1/2, to the x. So again, I've solved for b. That's where that 1/2 came from. The -5 I knew from the beginning as my a. Okay, and the second part of the question says, is this exponential growth or decay? Well, all we have to look at is this term right here, my base. Is my base a fraction or is it a whole number? Well, it's a fraction. So because it's a fraction, that's exponential decay. Meaning every x value is going to make it go smaller and smaller. And if you wanted to, you could graph it, and you can see that the graph is decaying and not growing. So hopefully that helps out, Damon. Guys, if you don't have any more questions, you are good to go. I hope you have a great weekend. Please fill out that survey when you get the chance. I appreciate you guys all for participating this week and helping me out. Hopefully this is helping you out. Make sure you get that homework done, and we'll go over it Monday. We'll talk about any questions you have, so we'll get some answers on Monday if you have them, and then it'll be due. Just keep up the good work. Hopefully this only lasts for a couple more weeks, and we get to come back after spring break. Chris says, I'm putting fractions instead of decimals. Is that okay? You know how I feel about that, Chris. I'm a big proponent of fractions and not decimals. But What I really am concerned about is you get the right answer. So, to answer your question, if your decimal is equal to the fraction equivalent, then yes. If you are rounding your fraction or your decimals, then no. Hopefully that answers your question. Luke, you're welcome. I didn't even know you were here. Yay! I don't know what that meant for yay, Blake, but let me juggling fiend. When is spring break? Not in 2 weeks, in 3 weeks. So we have all of next week, all of the following week, and then it's spring break. Whew, man, what a day. I can't wait to come back into school. Oh, I know, Blake. I know. I can't imagine how the excitement you have to be back at school and in math class in the back of the room. Okay, guys, I'm going to get off. Hopefully you guys are all good. Email me. I'll be on for at least till 3 o'clock. So for the next, 3 hours, I'll be answering any emails you have, any questions you got. So be in contact. Have a great weekend. I will see you all on Monday.